Gerwin's won 3, Philip Taylor has won 2.
And gentlemen, first leg, Stephen to throw first.
Yes, and Michael's probably watching this back at his home in Holland, straight on the plane. Been away a few weeks, got married out in Bali, so just getting home to get this extra few days rest.
55.
But as you said, Stu, this is a big task for Stephen Bunting. We know that Taylor is not going to let up from around that 106 average.
Yeah.
Stephen Bunting about 95, 10 points is huge, is massive. As I said on stage at the top of the show there, he's got her up his 180s and his 140s. He's got to earn the right to have shots at the double, because Phil Taylor is not going to give him too many. He's not going to make too many mistakes.
59.
Well, the nerves at the moment, as Bunting hits 55, followed by 59, and not the start to the final he would have wanted, having won the throw in the practice room and being punished here by Taylor. A big moment this for Bunting, significant. He's made great strides in the 8 months or so that he's been with the Professional Darts Corporation, but this
85.
is taking it to another level.
Well, let's be honest, Stu, if Stephen Bunting went and beat Phil Taylor in this final, not many people can say they've done that in any final. I mean, we know this is an invitation event, but it doesn't matter. It's a major TV event to these guys. It would really bounce him up. His confidence would be absolutely through the roof.
Yep.
People are going to start to talk about it. He's beaten Taylor. He's going to get a little bit of the fear factor. So it's all in his favour. This is a massive match in Stephen Bunting's career with the PDC.
Well, a 162 will help. Brilliant from Bunting on the treble 18. Bunting will fancy it, make no mistake.
100.
And after starting with 55 and 59 with his first 6 darts, Bunting in the box seat here.
100.
Yeah, that'll do.
Phil will require 145.
Bunting will hope to return.
He is going to return, and this is where he must not make mistakes.
65.
He's really earned the right for this double top. 15 darts thrown, so this is for 16. Doesn't want to start missing. Oh, and he hasn't. That's a good leg. That will settle Stephen Bunting down. When you hit the double for that first leg, just a little bit of a karma.
Just to touch on the point that you made earlier about how difficult it is to beat Phil Taylor in television finals. Only 7 men have done that. Have beaten Phil Taylor in a television final. John Park, Dennis Priestley and Raymond van Barneveld in the World Championship. Michael van Gerwen twice in the Premier League and Players Championship final. Robert Thornton at the UK Open. Gary Anderson back in 2007 at the World Darts Trophy. And there's one more player back in the days of black and white television that has beaten Phil Taylor in a TV final. That was in the World Masters in 1991. And who was that player? A certain Rodney Harrington.
Yes, it was the very first tournament that Sky Sports did
58
in darts, and then it's all come on from there.
Oh, Taylor, irresistible in the first 180 of the final here in Sydney. Our resident stato Richard Ashdown with all the facts and figures about Philip Taylor's TV final defeats. He won't want Stephen Bunting to be added to that list here in Sydney as he looks at double 16. Well, that's an emphatic reply. 12 darter, isn't it, from Taylor? One apiece.
We do say it so often, Stu, if you're going to break a player's throw, especially in a final, it's got to be with a 12. And certainly Bunting has got to look at that against this man Taylor in his mood. As I said earlier on, in Singapore, he looked well out of sorts, he looked tired, he didn't really want to play. By the time he got to Perth, he sorted all that out. The jet lag was fine, he was bubbly, he was bouncing. Yeah, he's got to Sydney, and I haven't seen Phil Taylor smile as much for years, to be quite honest. He was certainly smiling when he was eating them oysters with Bozza.
Phil Taylor. Happy on the hockey.
Perhaps that's where he's got all this extra energy from, all them oysters. Phil Taylor's new diet, oyster and clams.
60.
Well, still very much in demand. Kyle Anderson beaten by Phil Taylor in the semi-finals, but the Aussie has made a huge impression here in Sydney this week. This is pretty good, isn't it? Oh, yes! Stephen Bunting fires in his first maximum. Bunting here is matching Taylor step for step in the early stages of this final.
140.
Yes, certainly good stuff from Bunting. His throw here. Trouble 20. You just need to set it up.
52.
I might have gone just 3 big 20s there, Stu, just to leave 3 clear darts of the double. He's only left 2 now. Phil not really going to pile the pressure on that shot.
100.
So a chance for Bunting to go 2-1 up.
To be fair, his sharpshooting on double 16 has been really good at the Sydney Darts Masters.
16.
Commentators curse. He should return. Yeah, double 16 has won him a lot of legs en route to this final.
Just over pitched from Taylor.
109.
Bunting does come back to his favourite double 16. He missed 2 darts at it. Not a problem with Phil where he was. Oh, one dart left in his hand, and
16.
that's the mistake that you can't afford to make against this man.
And there we have it. 5 missed darts at double 8 and double 16. Phil Taylor looking to punish.
Inside the third.
There you have it.
Phil Taylor.
Even this early on,
Full play.
that's where
Phil
finals
to
could be won and
21st.
lost. Stephen Bunting, his finishing has been really, really good. Until that leg. That's the pressure of playing in a final. It's the pressure of playing Taylor. But 5 clear darts at double 16 and double 8. Costly, very expensive misses.
140.
I think they've been against the throw. It's not quite as bad, but certainly on your throw, missing those and giving the leg to your opponent hurts you double, especially when
140.
Taylor walks up and wins this leg. 2 legs clear. And Bunting's really going to have to dig deep. He's going to have to start a few more 180s. Normally we say the 180s, yeah, to win you the odd leg, but the 140s are what consistently win you matches. But in this match, it is the 180s that are going to give, or say whether Stephen Bunting is really going to run Phil Taylor close.
60.
Already it looks like that third leg could be very significant. In 2013, Michael van Gerwen won the first ever World Series event in Dubai. Phil Taylor won here in Sydney. This year, Van Gerwen won in Dubai and in Singapore.
140.
Taylor won in Perth. Is it going to be 2 Sydney titles in 2 years for Phil Taylor?
Well, Bunting will settle with Taylor, just hitting 1 treble. 2 trebles may hurt.
99.
That's the best that Bunting could have asked for from Phil Taylor.
61.
If he doesn't take it out, he's got to set it up. He's got to put pressure on that 118 of Phil Taylor's.
90.
Well, he's done exactly that. So Phil Taylor going to get 2 darts at treble 20. 3rd dart maybe at double 19 here. Oh, he's missed. So a chance for Bunting to get his throw back.
58. Stephen, who requires 68.
Which way will he go after all those misses at double 16? Double 4. Oh, gotta go.
60.
Bunting will be going if he keeps on missing.
60.
What a chance. He should have been 2-1 up. Could have been 3-1 up. At worst, should have been 2-all. Could find himself trailing 3-1.
Maybe a sign But Stephen Bunting is playing Phil Taylor and not the dartboard. Another nick from Phil Taylor.
Stephen the front first.
Phil Taylor's nicking legs off here. You've got to be careful, because when he starts to win them on merit, then he could start to, pull away.
Well, all the more frustrating for Bunting. He's into second 180. Phil Taylor is averaging just 93. He's certainly not anywhere near as consistent with the scoring as he was in the semi-finals and has been throughout the week here in Sydney, or the fortnight here in Australia. But costly misses. Bunting, 5 darts to win the third leg, 2 darts to win the fourth leg. Well. Bunting's finishing has been really good. It's been one of the stories of Sydney 2014.
100.
Is Bunting's misses. Trouble on the double in the final. Ironically, going to cost him.
Well, if you look at the stats alone, 11% is going to tell you why he's 3-1 down, obviously. And his average, just a smidgen over 90, realistically is not going to run close. You know Phil Taylor on 97 average is going to gradually push that up leg on leg. He'll probably end up with a final average around 104, 106. This is where Stephen Bunting, the newcomer to the PDC tour,
You require 127.
really got to make a mark. And this could hurt. This could be another break of throw. Treble 19. And the bullseye for Phil Taylor.
87.
That's wayward.
Stephen, you require.
Well, certainly Bunting would love to see this first dart in the treble 20. It gives him 2 darts at the double 12. Beautiful dart.
72.
Stephen Bunting
You require 40.
is losing this final. 1 out of 11 on the doubles.
Well, at the moment, Stewie, he's only losing it, he's giving it away.
Inside of
4-1 to Taylor.
Phil Taylor. 6 leg. Phil to throw first.
Absolutely giving it away.
Silly as it may seem, it could be 4-1 to Bunting.
Absolutely. And look at that, 9%. And yet against James Wade, he had a brilliant percentage on the doubles. The one reason why he's in this final against Phil Taylor.
I think with all the misses at the doubles, the darting demons then start reeling around in the head, don't they?
134.
I guess you start doubting yourself that you're going to hit a double.
Well, especially against Phil Taylor. You're not only playing the dartboard to win the title, you're playing Phil Taylor. And once he gets in front, you look at it and go, well, no one very often comes back. I mean, Barney did in the semi-final of the Premier League. He come back to Phil Taylor, and we've seen a couple of others. It's not happened very often. But whatever happens here for Stephen Bunting, a good trip. Proving himself to everybody at the PDC that he's a class act.
100.
Won't be happy with this though. Another great tournament in Sydney. The Darts Masters will return here in 2015. The event, the success, the crowd.
85. Failure requires 66.
The tournament just growing in strength and growing in stature. Just for another leg.
50.
So can finally Stephen Bunting find a double to punish Phil Taylor. Will the boot be on the other foot? Double 8 for Bunting.
80.
And another miss.
Failure requires 16.
This is where Stephen Bunting's got to show a lot of character. Missing doubles all over the place. He's got to start digging deep. Taylor makes it 5 legs to 1.
Phil Taylor.
And with only a 94.5 average, I wouldn't have expected that. And Steve, you know, in that last leg, Stu, Stephen Bunting hit a great treble. And then goes down to the 19s and tries to go to the 25s. I just think at times you've got to just power score as much as you can to get as low as you can. I know if it hit the 25, may leave the 170, but the first up was perfect in the treble. He could have hit a 180 and really put the pressure on. I think he's just got to sometimes forget about lift from Phil Taylor.
Stephen, you require 90.
Another chance. Another miss. And another miss. Well, this is incredible.
Phil, you require 24.
This really is incredible. Stephen Bunting could be about to go 6-1 down. He could be 6-1 up. Phil Taylor doesn't miss. Taylor punishes Bunting. Stephen Bunting has missed 13 darts at doubles. And he's paying a hefty price in the final in Sydney. Phil Taylor to 11 leads Stephen Bunting 6-1. Bunting only has himself to blame. He won the opening leg, and then Phil Taylor hit back with a 12 darter, and it was 1 apiece. In leg 3, Bunting missed 5 darts to win it. He blew 2 chances in leg 4, 2 more chances in leg 5, another dart in leg 6, 2 more darts in leg 7. Taylor won them all. It's 6-1, and it looks to be game over, unless Stephen Bunting can find something very, very special. But he's had the chances. He's had a lot of chances.
Yes, and when you look at Phil Taylor's average of 97, the lowest average over the last 2 tournaments. And that's when you've got to take advantage of that. But let's be honest with Stephen Bunting, he's fresh over to the PDC on the big stages. He's still learning, although he is the Lakeside World Champion. It is a new era in his professional career. And at the moment, he's making a very good job of it.
Well, in those 5 legs, 12 darts missed at double.
59.
He hits half of them. He's still in front. Different story. It's game on. Yeah, but I think you're spot on. I think he's, rather than just playing the final, he's thinking about who he's playing.
Winning a large TV event is absolutely brilliant, but beating Phil Taylor in that final just doubles what it's worth. Perhaps not to other people, but to you yourself, your confidence. But when you move forward to next week in a European event and the following week 2 tour events in Crawley, you're just walking in there, you know, your shoulders, your head's high, your shoulders are nice and wide, you're confident, and that's what it does, beating Phil Taylor.
Bunting's a much better player than this, as is shown over the last couple of days, but unfortunately, harsh reality is, harsh truth, not so in the final. Tops for Taylor for another leg.
Game shot in the 8th leg. Phil Taylor. 9th leg. Stephen to throw first.
There's a hush
Game on.
around the Horden Pavilion. 3,000 people here, and they can't quite believe how this final is turning out. Neither can you and I, to be honest.
90.
You're absolutely right. We expected Stephen to play a lot better, and you know, we keep referring to those missed doubles. If he'd hit a few of them, then we'd see a far better, a bouncing Bunting, he'd be more confident. But at the moment,
90s.
a lot of the darts, especially the first one, that treble 20, is dropping low. And that's a sign of frustration and pressure. There we have it.
58.
It's getting harder and harder for him.
Yes, he's feeling a bit deflated at the moment.
100.
He's just got to dig in. Needs to start hitting a few 180s. That'll get him buzzing.
Well, another terrific week though here in Sydney.
140.
Great tournament once again. We've seen some big shots and outstanding performances. It looks like we're only going to have one winner again as Phil Taylor closes in on another TV title and back-to-back triumphs in Sydney.
Yes, to be quite honest, it's been a great series of events from Singapore to Perth to here in Sydney. A good business venture from the PDC and local promoters. And Taylor's going to set this up. Now Bunting
132.
needs to hit a treble 20 to have the third dart at the bullseye. And again, that first dart well low.
65.
Never looked likely.
Failure required 32.
All too easy for Philip Taylor in the Sydney final of 2014.
Game on.
There'll be no sentiment. Taylor is ruthless. Taylor will want to win this now. 11-1, get the job done and celebrate.
Well, a certain Dave Chisnell made the final of the Grand Prix against this fella and got well and truly beaten up, and it did affect Dave Chisnell for a good few months still, as we've commentated on quite a few times, or commented on I should say. I'm just hoping that this doesn't affect Stephen Bunting. He just carries on like this and Taylor does go on to win 11-1, 11-2. I just would like to see Stephen Bunting take the pluses out of the tournament, the game against James Wade, against Peter Wright.
83.
Well, the fantastic finishing that served him so well and got him to the final here in Sydney. Disappearing without a trace in the final.
140.
Well, let's be honest, Stu. I mean, Taylor's far from the top of his game. You know, just over the 98 average. So he's in that sort of average and percentage on doubles where he is beatable.
164.
He hasn't had to be. You always feel, though, that pushed here that Taylor would raise the game, raise the bar, find what he would need to find.
Stephen, you require 142.
Well, with a bit of luck, he will get 6 darts from here. And again, that low dart. And again, the low dart. That's tension for you. That's the pressure. The arm tightening up. Just gripping the dart a little bit too hard.
Well, Bunting will wish he could
65.
press the rewind button,
Stephen, you require 84.
start all over again. But another chance to win another leg. Oh, he's hit the treble 3. Good recovery, double 12.
72. Failure requires 77.
Same old sad story for Stephen Bunting, I'm afraid.
Double 10 now for 9-1. Taylor doesn't miss. 9 out of 15 on the doubles for Taylor, 60%. And that just there is where the game's been won for Taylor and lost for Stephen Bunting. There we have it. Which is not brilliant from Taylor, but that stats at 60% tells the whole story of this final here at the Sydney Masters.
They both have 15 darts at a double. And it's been evenly matched as far as the scoring is concerned, the consistency in the legs, but my oh my, Stephen Bunting will reflect on this, I'm sure. Bunting won the first leg, Taylor's won 9 on the spin.
140.
Well, Taylor on them stats has won too many legs just by hitting level tons. And we don't have that very often in this standard.
95.
It's a tough lesson. Playing in a final against Phil Taylor.
Well, welcome to the PDC, Stephen Bunting.
100.
Yes, and he's very welcome. And he's going to learn some more lessons before the year's out. And let's hope a lot of them are good lessons.
Yeah, still a class act. I mean, this is just one to forget.
60.
And hopefully from his point of view, he'll forget about it very, very quickly. But we all know what a really good player Stephen Bunting is. But just hasn't happened for him in the final here in Sydney. But he should win this leg, surely.
$59. Stephen, you require 36.
Well, he's going straight for it. Oh, well, there we have it. Finally a second leg for Stephen Bunting, a little smile on the face, but I think a bit of relief as well. He knows that it's been a bad night at the office.
He's got age on his side though, Stu. Plenty of years to play this game at the top. As the old man of darts puts in his second 180 of this final. And perhaps Phil can really liven this crowd out. Perhaps put a 9-darter in here.
He'll be trying. He hit a 10-darter in his semi-final win over Kyle Anderson.
57.
Just been a procession though. All too easy.
Yeah, as I said before, the low darts is a sign of tension. He's holding the dart a little bit tight. When you have say a 1 to 10 on pressure on where you should hold the dart, 10 being the hardest, 1 being the very lightest. Normally it's a 4 or a 5 is how hard you should grip that dart. Anything above that means you're going to pull it low.
43. Only require 40.
For an 11-darter. Double 8 to go within 1 leg of another win.
25. Only requires 16.
10-2.
Game shot in the 12th leg. Phil Taylor.
With just one more required.
First. Game on.
Phil Taylor handed out a lesson to Michael van Gerwen in the first ever final of the Sydney Darts Masters 12 months ago. As Stephen Bunting hit the third maximum, he has been taught a harsh lesson by Philip Taylor in the 2014 final here in Sydney.
Well, that's number 4. Just a little bit low.
95.
I think, to be quite honest, Steve thinks that I can't get back at Phil Taylor from here, so let's get it over and done with, to be quite honest.
140.
This is a better leg from Bunting. 86 after 9 darts. Looking at the treble 18, that leaves him the double 16. If he hits an 18, we'll go for another 18 for the ball. Double 16 now. Perfect leg of darts from Bunting. That's 2 legs on the trot, Steve.
11 darter for Bunting, but lost it in the early stages of the final. Had darts to win, leg 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, lost them all. And in that 20-minute spell, his chances of winning the final. Phil Taylor levels up the 180 count, 3 apiece.
$59.
All about winning it here and now for Phil Taylor. A one-sided final in Sydney.
96.
Missed chances from Stephen Bunting. The tail of the tape in the final of the Sydney Darts Masters.
60.
Phil Taylor ruthless. Again.
Well, he has pushed it up to 100 average and 56% on doubles. So that suggests, you know, a good solid performance from Taylor. As Bunting puts in his 4th maximum. Phil Taylor gets 6 darts from 161 to wrap this final up. And he's going to get darts to the double on his return. Bunting on 166, and you can see the fist punt from Phil Taylor suggests that he will not miss a dart at the double 12. He'll have 3. And odds are that the final's going to be finished here and now.
Failure required, 24.
To win in Sydney again. Double 6.
Game shot.
It's Taylor's title in Sydney for the 2nd year running. An emphatic victory for Philip Taylor. Stephen Bunting paid the price for missing far too many doubles. And Phil Taylor backs up his win from 12 months ago at Luna Park with a brilliant success here at the Hornham Pavilion. 11-3 over Stephen Bunting. He won in Perth. He's won in Sydney. It's an Aussie double for Philip Taylor. 11-3, $100,000 and another TV title for Phil Taylor. Well, there we go. Phil Taylor with the win. The key stat there, Stephen Bunting. 16% on the doubles. He missed 16 darts at double. He could easily have taken control of the final himself in the early stages. But Phil Taylor, the big favourite, has got the job done once again in Sydney.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you, Rod. We're just setting up for the presentation, so we'll have a quick...
The presentation. Would you please welcome our presentation party, the Chief Executive of the Professional Darts Corporation, Mr. Matthew Porter, and the Media Manager of tab.com.au, Mr. Glenn Munsey. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the runner-up to receive his trophy, the Bullet, Stephen Bunting. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner, receiving the magnificent trophy, but most important of all, the title of tab.com.au Sydney Darts Masters Champion 2014, Phil the